Welcome to the third round of the SOAR Regional Race Series. We are at the long track layout, which is a track layout that I'm not very familiar with. However, it does use a couple of turns similar to other layouts, but there are a few that are a little bit different, so bit of a learning curve. We'll see how the weekend goes. Unfortunately, some of the footage did get lost, so for qualifying, I only have the footage for the Amateur 600 class, which is what's about to start now, and the Lost Arrow Lightweight class. We're starting on the front row here on the outside, which is a great spot. Typically I have pretty good starts, so try to get a nice fast line to turn one and see how that goes. Had a pretty good start there. Now, I know from the times in practice that this layout wasn't going to be very strong for me, so breaking away wasn't really going to be an option. I tried to keep a little bit of a defensive line, especially off the start. Turn 4 is coming up now, which is unique to long track. A lot of riders have difficulty with this corner, myself included. And you'll see I'm quite slow through it, especially mid-corner. Zoli has to actually check up on me so he doesn't run into the back of me. You'll see the track is mostly dry, so we were all on slicks, but there were still a couple of puddles up and around the track, so we're just going towards turn 6 now, which is just before the back straight, which is another corner I was pretty weak in. I think Zoli checks up here as well. But there were a couple of puddles all over the back straight, and I figure instead of covering the inside line, I'll be right by the puddles, so if Zoli wants to try the inside, he can go through the water. Yeah, I guess that didn't pan out too well, so he got me in that braking zone. But at least now I have someone in front to try to maybe pick up a few lines and maybe get a little bit quicker on this new layout for me. At this point, Zoli was really starting to break away, and you'll see my weakness in turn 4 here in a second as I get passed on the brakes again. Things are just kind of going from bad to worse here. I wasn't exactly on very good tires, not feeling very good on the bike, and you'll see here getting passed again on the brakes. Just not having the confidence to really push the markers and go the pace I know I'm capable of going. Ended up qualifying in P4, which is unfortunate. Puts me on the second row, which is not exactly the goal. Next qualifying up was the Lost Arrow Lightweight. And this one, luckily in the points, I was doing quite well, so I get a front row start. So the strategy will be the same, try to get a good start. And again, I knew my pace wasn't quite there, so trying to block where possible. I did try to learn from the previous 2 races, a little bit better braking markers in turn 4, so you'll see it's not quite as bad this time around. we'll skip ahead here just a couple laps forward. Jason Ash does get by me in turn 4, so brake markers I picked up were better, but not quite good enough to be able to defend that position, so he does get by me here. Even still, managed to qualify in second place, which puts me in the middle of the front row, which is ultimately the goal, so not too bad of a result. Rolling up here to the first race on Sunday, we all thought the track was going to be very wet, so every one of us is on rain tires, which you'll hear me yell out in a second that we're all kind of screwed. The problem with rain tires is they're a much softer compound, so if you run them in conditions similar to what you're seeing here, they typically get torn up pretty quickly, and they don't offer the best feedback, but at least we're all in the same situation. We'll see what we can do. Had a very strong start here from the second row all the way up into second place. We got Brad just in front of me right now. I know in the wet he's a little bit weaker, so I'm going to see if I can try and maybe take advantage of that. Not sure why Brad broke so early here, but we decided to take advantage of that, and a bunch of us got by him. Sorry, Brad. You'll see some water on the track, so I think the rain tires were the right decision. It's just unfortunate that a lot of the track was dry, which really chewed them up, and especially under braking, the stability just wasn't there. So you'll see on the back straight, there's a couple of puddles that we go through. It's a little bit sketchy because we're upwards of 200 kilometers an hour hitting puddles and hydroplaning a little bit. But the reason for that is the tires really get overheated in the dry. So we try to go through the puddles to cool them back down a little bit, try to preserve their life, make sure they get us through to the end of the race. Sully was quite strong on the exit at 3 here, and he was also very strong into 4, so once I see him kind of motoring past me on the exit at 3, I knew that I wasn't really going to have anything for him into 4, so he takes the lead there and goes on to win the race, and I was actually able to defend my position in second, and that's how I finished the race. And coming up on my last race of the day, the Lost Era Lightweight class. This class is for bikes that are 12 years or older. It's a very big grid, and usually we run into lap traffic about halfway through the race, which always makes things very interesting. With the lap traffic, it's very important to try to get by them without losing too much time, but it can definitely be a bit difficult. Sometimes you have a group of 3 or 4 riders and trying to anticipate where they're going to go and how you're going to get through them. It's not easy. Take a look at just how much time I lose through 4. Line I was taking and what I was doing really wasn't working for me. was able to maintain the second position for a few more laps. Unfortunately, Jason Ash did make an attack on me and did get by, which put me in third place, and that's ultimately how I finished the race. Really nice outside pass here, putting my carousel corner speed to shame. The results still put me on the podium, so that's something to be pretty happy about. Ultimately, with championship fights, consistency is the #1 factor. I'm still in contention for all 3 championships that I'm targeting, and we will try to close that gap at round 4. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.